I'm Dr. Allison Collins, pediatrician at Kaiser Permanente Santa Clara and director of the Healthy Eating Active Living program. Today I'm going to do some demos. I'm going to demo how to make overnight oats. Overnight oats is a great option for breakfast because it's super easy, nutritious, keeps you full all morning long, and is a delicious way to get your day started. There's lots of different options for overnight oats, so I'm going to show a couple basic recipes. So now I'm going to do a banana berry overnight oats. This one's very fun because it involves a lot of mashing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start with some banana. If you look at this banana, you can tell it's very ripe, which for this purpose is going to be a great one. So you can use a less ripe one, but if you have to the point where you have lots of these leftover bananas, that's a great way to use them. The ripeness adds a lot of sweetness, so it's a great way to use up your kind of going bad bananas. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a half. Now this banana is a little bit of a shorter banana compared to some bananas, so I'm going to do a little bit more than half just because it's a little bit shorter. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to go ahead and peel it up, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in little pieces in my jar. Now to make the overnight oats, I like to use some type of glass jar that you can easily reuse. You can use a mason jar or just a thicker wide lid jar. So I'm just going to go ahead and break that into pieces. Get a fork, and I'm going to go ahead and just mash this up. The riper they are, the easier it is to mash as well. But if kids are involved in this is a great way for kids to get involved. Kids are very good mashers, so they can go ahead and mash up this banana. Again, half a banana. This is for an adult size portion. If you're going to do kid size, I do about half of it, so maybe a fourth of a banana. If your kids are a little bit older in between, you might want to do a third of a banana. So I go ahead and just mash that up. It's real mashed up there. You can smell it. Smells really sweet. Next thing I'm going to do is add some Greek yogurt. And so you're going to add about a fourth a cup of Greek yogurt. And so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Next, I'm going to add some flaxseed. Now, I really like to use flax seeds in a lot of my recipes because they have a lot of good nutrition. They have a lot of fiber. They have a lot of omega-3 fatty acids, so they can help with cholesterol, help with constipation, help keep you really regular. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some of those in. This recipe also calls for chia seeds. And chia seeds in this recipe are also going to help thicken it up. So chia seeds kind of absorb the water and get real thick. But they also have some good nutrition. So they are similar to flax seeds. They have fiber, they have omega-3 fatty acids, lots of good nutrition in them. So I'm going to go ahead and put about a tablespoon of chia seeds in. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. I'm next going to add some vanilla. Calls for about a fourth a teaspoon of vanilla. I like just to measure with the lid, so I'm going to go ahead and use my lid and measure that in. The vanilla just kind of brings out a good flavor. It has a little bit of sweetness. Add a little bit of salt. When I do salt, I like to have grind it. You can use a lot less if you use kind of a good kosher salt. So I'm just going to grind it. It calls for just a sprinkle. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit of salt in there. It just helps bring out the flavor. You don't need too much. Next, I'm going to do some milk. I like to use almond milk. It has a nice kind of nutty flavor. You can use lots of different kinds of milk. You can use soy milk, cow milk, but I do like to use the almond milk. And you're going to put about half a cup of almond milk in. So for a lot of the overnight oats, you're going to use about the same amount of liquid as you are oats. So next I'm going to do half a cup of oats. So half a cup of almond milk, half a cup of oats. Again, if you're going to do a smaller size portion, you could just do a little bit less. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my half a cup of oats. And then I'm just going to mix that all up here. You can use a spoon, use a fork. Mix that all in there. And basically what you're going to do is do this the night before, so it's going to set up overnight. A lot of that liquid's going to be absorbed, so in the morning it's cooked, not really cooked, but it's absorbed, so it's nice and ready to eat. So at this point I would basically put my lid on, put that in the refrigerator, let it soak overnight. It could even soak up to two or even 3 nights. Next morning I'm going to grab it out. And then I'm going to go ahead and just add my toppings. So you could add your berries the night before. The only problem is if you use strawberries and you let them sit overnight with the mixture, it can kind of turn them into a little bit of a bad flavor. It adds a little bit too much. I think when the strawberry sugar mixes with the yogurt, it kind of makes it a little bit acidic. So it kind of ruins the strawberry flavor and has like a metallic taste. So if you're going to do some strawberries, you definitely don't want to add them the night before. I'm just going to chop up a couple of berries here, put those on, but even more, I'm going to put a lot of berries here. So I'm going to do a mix of berries. I'm gonna do some blackberries, some blueberries, some raspberries, and you really want to pile it on. I would even do more if I could fit it. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll make this for the whole family. So you could make it in a bigger size bowl, make however many servings you need. It's a great way to do math for kids. If you're gonna say do 4 servings, you know, how much milk do you need when you're doing a half cup each? So you can do it in one big serving, and then in the morning spoon it out into bowls and then top it. So if I'm just gonna do this on a bowl, I would try to really make half of it of a fruit, so half of the berries. You can also add some frozen berries, and they can be really nice because they kind of get juicy and the juices kind of seep down into the overnight oats. And then I'm also going to top it with some nuts. So I like to use walnuts, that's what this is, but you certainly could use almonds, cashews, pecans. If possible, toast your nuts. It brings out a really nice nutty flavor. So that's a great way to do it. But nuts add a lot of nutrition. They add fiber. They have some really healthy fats in them that help keep you full. So great thing about overnight oats is they really will keep you full all morning long, which is a great way to get your day going. So this is ready to go. So again, super easy breakfast that you can have all ready for you. Okay, thanks for joining us today. We made lots of different overnight oats, so you can see we have lots of different varieties, lots of different tastes depending on what you and your kids prefer. A lot of these recipes you can swap out, like I said, different fruits, different spices. You can switch different grains around. So you can really customize it, make it different. This is a great way to get a change in your breakfast. So if you're used to eating breakfast cereal, unfortunately it's pretty processed. It doesn't really keep you full throughout the morning. So this is a great way to have a nice filling breakfast that gives lots of nutrition, but also is really tasty. And so it has lots of really good flavor. And hopefully you can create ones that you really like that fit your taste preferences. Thanks for joining me today. Again, I'm Allison Collins, pediatrician at Kaiser Permanente in Santa Clara, and I help direct the Healthy Eating Active Living program.